Hello, my name is Matthew. I'm the developer for the Contacta dashboard system and for the cloud logging platform that we have just been developing. And today I'm going to take you through a little tour of what we've built and show you how the system works and how you can use it to track your own devices. So if you look at this page that we're on now, this is the initial device registration screen. When you're setting up the physical device, installing it for a client, you will get a MAC number and a validation number as part of the installation process. The MAC address and code can be obtained from your physical device. Just go to remote monitoring in your device settings. So if you put that into here, there's some sample data that I've got. You'll then get a form which allows you to register the device on the platform. It's as simple as filling out the form, typing all the details in that you want. You can drill down to save the client name, the location of the site, client site, the driver location, and even a driver zone if you've got a specific cupboard or shelf or area that you need to record it for. You also record your own installer name and your email address so the system can contact you. And then there is also an option to give one or multiple email addresses for the notifications to be sent to the client. And you have full control over that, whether you want it to be sent to just you, just the client, or to both people. And when you press submit on there, that will register the device into the platform and events will start to be logged into the cloud. The installer email address that you use here is the one that ties together all of the devices that you will be able to manage within the cloud. So you should use the same email address here to register all of your devices. So for each device that you set up, you'll go through this device monitoring registration process. But for just once, we will go through the process. The first time you've come to the dashboard, you'll be able to log in and register your overall account. What you'll do is you'll go to the register here button, put your email and password in and click register. This will start a process where it will send an email to that email address and you'll click a link to validate that you do own that email address. And then after that, you'll be brought back here where you can then log into the system. So I've got an account set up at the moment, which is populated with a lot of test devices. So we should use that one just so we can see some good test data and see all the features that are available on the platform. So if I log in, the first screen that I see is my device dashboard overview. So as you can see, I've got 11 devices registered on the system. We've got one device actively logging at the moment, and I can see an immediate alert there that I've got a device which have been classed as offline devices. This is any device that hasn't reported in the last 1 hour. Scrolling down slightly, you can see a list of the recent the recent device events. This shows each device event, which is generated every few minutes. So all of your devices will be sending devices. At the moment, this is just the status of one device because we just have the one device actively logging. But when all of your devices log in, you'll see all the different recent events coming in here. So you can quickly see if anything needs your attention. You can see here that we've got some errors in this column. So the highlighting also draws your eye to make sure that you can quickly identify any issues. Down the left-hand side, we've got 4 different menu options. So we're on the home page at the moment. You've also got the list of devices page, the manage settings page, and the view device history page. So the list device, as you may imagine, lists all of the devices on your account. So here's my 11 devices. I can filter this by any of these columns that I want to search by. So if I want to search by zone, I could start typing zone in there and it filters that down, or I could type office and that will only show the head office ones. So that will quickly help you navigate through to the one that you want to find if you when you have a lot of devices registered on the platform. So once you've identified the device that you want to see more information about, you have two options. You can either click on to manage the settings or to view the device history. For this one, we'll click on the device settings. So this will show you information about the device, such as the model number and the serial number. Also, we can show you device settings. So if you moved the drivers to a different rack, say we'd moved it to rack 6, you could go and change that. Or if you wanted to add different people onto here, you can just type in as many email addresses as you want into this, and they will be included in any device alerts, assuming that these are client email addresses. So that is assuming that the device is set to send its updates to the client. Clicking Update Settings saves that information back to the device, so that is now permanently saved to the database, and any future events will display with this information. So going back to the list devices, the other option that we've got is to view the device history. So I've got one here which has got a lot of device history, so I'll click on this one. Again, we can see the device information, the device location. You've got a handy shortcut to get back there. We've got a 24-hour temperature log, which normally shows more fine grain, but I've actually just skewed the graph a little bit because I put some high test data in. But normally this will be more wavy because you'll be zoomed in, and you can see all of the device temperature reports for the last hour. The orange is the primary, and if it's a phased device, then it will also show a second line with the secondary device temperature. Moving down slightly, we've got the device health section. This is a quick overview of any device health events which have been generated, plus with some more details in there, so you can get down to what the actual specifics of what these error codes actually mean. Got the summary there and the timestamp. Normally you won't see this many errors because obviously they'll just be generating a lot of test data. Moving down, you can see a more long-term history of the device. So this is every few minutes, the device will check in. Every 15 minutes it checks in and registers a new device. It dumps out all of its information into this event. But just to keep things simple, we've highlighted this just to the most important columns. Some of them have got a slash. So if it's got a slash in it, that's for a phased device. So that's the primary and the secondary statuses for each one where you see a slash. You can also see the errors here, any errors that were generated during that cycle, and they will be in more detail up at the top in the device health table. Looking down the right-hand side, you can see a details section. So like I said, all of the information for each event is saved into the cloud, but we just show these by default. But if you want to drill down and see detailed information, you can click on this. It will show every piece of information that's been logged for that event. So you can really drill down and get into any specific details for your device. These two screens are essentially shortcuts to get back to this information. So if you click here, you can get to the device settings and it will list them all. And you can click on it and that will take you directly through to the page that we looked at a few minutes ago. And this one is a similar feature to get directly into the device detail history. So there we go. That's the new dashboard system which we've developed. It's going to be, it's available now, ready for starting testing. We're just going through the launch process now, and we'll have more information for you soon. In fact, there is one more thing that I can show you. So when the device does have a fault, what will happen is the email addresses that we saw in those little boxes to receive the device updates, they'll get an email in their inbox like this. So this shows that a fault event has been generated. It gives you some high-level information. Then it gives the full details of the event. Let's see what's happened. You could click through directly into that device history page into the cloud to go and start investigating and diagnose the issue. It also gives the client the installer email address, which you would have set up when you set up the device. And finally, if you want to automate your processes, then attached to every event fault is a JSON dump of the file. So that's basically this table of detail here in a computer readable format, which can be read in by any automation systems that you might have set up on site. Okay, so yeah, that's the tour, and I will have some more updates for you soon.